Nvidia's decided that it's had it with miners, Intel's accused of laying off people because they got too old, and we may potentially have the release date of the next AMD graphics card. Let's jump on into the tech news today, my friends. I'm your host, Brett, here at Hot News, where we deliver you the hottest news on the internet. So why don't you hit the like button, get subscribed so you can stay up to date on everything that's going on around in the tech news industry. Let's go into the title story today about Nvidia and their cryptocurrency move that they pulled just after we released our first episode of Hot News yesterday. Nvidia announces the new CMP series specifically designed for cryptocurrency mining, and as a bonus, caps mining performance on the upcoming RTX 3060. CMP stands for Crypto Mining Processor, and it's allegedly going to be a brand of graphics cards that they're going to release that don't necessarily make the cut for the GeForce graphics cards, but can actually still mine pretty effectively. So this is the specifications that they're unveiling for the 30HX up to the 90HX with 26 to 86 megahash in Ethereum, and then you can see the rated power right there. So these will essentially be cards that they wouldn't have sold otherwise because they don't necessarily make the spec for a regular RTX 30 series graphics card, but now can potentially satiate some other demand, such as in the mining industry. But as we mentioned, Nvidia said that the RTX 3060 will not allowed to be as effective at mining, and according to reports that we're seeing, it's going to be everywhere. And Nvidia is promising 50% loss in hash rate when it detects any sort of Ethereum protocol that's been going on. And this has actually been confirmed by somebody who had a pre-release sample of the RTX 3060 who doesn't even have press drivers installed, and they saw that as soon as they booted it up, the RTX 3060 was mining just fine at around 42 megahash, but then fell 42% to right down to 23.8 megahash. So it's very clear that it's already been implemented either in the VBIOS itself of the RTX 3060 or in previous drivers that Nvidia released, and they just didn't mention it to everybody. If it is driver based, you could probably bet that miners will still likely try to hack it somehow and find a way to get around it. However, if it's baked into the VBIOS and the RTX 3060, essentially won't be a mining card. Now, this has led to a whole bunch of responses out on the internet from people praising Nvidia for saying, hey, this is about time. You should have delivered on this a while ago. Thank you for doing something about the mining industry. Whereas there's the other side of things, which is saying, Nvidia, you're basically only hampering the people at home, the people who want to mine while they're sleeping using nice hash. This really mostly affects them because giant industrial mining manufacturers are still going to buy the 3070, the 3080, the 3090, and if it can get around with the driver hack, they're still going to buy the 3060. All you're doing is looking like you're actually changing something, when in reality you're not doing anything, and you're actually making it harder for the everyman to even just mine at all. And they're not the main problem. It's really the people who are buying the drop shipments directly from AIB partners, not necessarily your regular person who's using their personal graphics card to mine at home. I want to hear what you think of this issue down below in the comments. Do you think Nvidia is making the right move? Do you think it's too little too late? Do you think it's too much too late? Do you think that they should have just stayed out of it at all because they're making money either way, so they really didn't have to do anything besides do this for PR reasons, which who cares about that? I want to hear your thoughts on this story down below in the comments. And while you're doing that, let's take a moment to thank today's video sponsor, Ting, my friends. With Ting, cutting your phone bill in half has never been easier. Ting Mobile now has plans for everyone. For low data users and families, Ting's Flex plan is a great choice at $10 a month for unlimited talk and text, and then just $5 per gigabyte. If you use less data 1 month, you pay less. It's that simple. They also have a 5 gigabyte plan for just $25 a month, and then an unlimited plan that starts at $45 a month. Plus, you still get all of the same great customer service that Ting is absolutely known for, where they want to make sure that you speak to a human. They even have Discord support. Ting is absolutely great. And it's as simple as going onto the website, selecting your phone if you're bringing one over, because they'll take all of the latest devices, and you just pop your SIM card in once you get it, and you're off to the races. So if you use our link in the video description, ufd.ting.com, you'll save $25 off your first bill with them in service credit. ufd.ting.com to save $25. The new Ting Mobile is here. It works really great. The prices are phenomenal, especially for unlimited. I can't believe they're charging so little, but it's a great service. So check them out at the link in the video description. And now let's get on to the second article that I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, which is Intel is being accused of discriminating against older workers in their 2015 layoffs. This is coming from the US Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, saying that they discriminated against older workers back in those layoffs. According to the reports, they found that age discrimination occurred in 8 of the 1,100 layoffs that took place, but Intel responded by saying personnel decisions in our 2015 and 2016 actions were based solely upon business needs. Factors such as age, race, national origin, gender, immigration status, or other personal demographics were not part of the process when we made these decisions. The EEOC has concluded its investigation into our 2015 action and offered to work with Intel to address its concerns. So it's being worked on. It's not necessarily clear how that's happening, but Intel says it's not a big deal. We'll let you know if there's any more developments to that story. But now we have some rumored release dates for Intel's Rocket Lake launch. Allegedly, it's going to be coming out on March 15th, and Alder Lake S is also going to be featuring 10 nanometer enhanced super fin architecture. And with that, we also have some preview pictures of an upcoming Z590 Unify board from MSI, which I think looks absolutely spectacular. MSI absolutely killing it here. If they could somehow powder coat those steel reinforced PCI Express slots on the RAM to be black, just like they do on the PCI Express slot, as it looks like, then I'd be 100% on it. But I mean, overall, they're definitely hitting the mark with that. But it appears that March is going to be a big month when it comes to product launches. It has now been rumored that the RX 6700 series should be announced on March 18th by AMD. Hopefully, we'll be able to get something. Maybe AMD might announce something similar to what Nvidia just did as far as having a mining lineup, or potentially implementing a way to restrict mining so that people might eventually be able to get stock. It's hard to say at this point, but March 18th, not officially confirmed by AMD. We'll keep you updated if we find out any more. And Lian Li came out with some new case prototypes that they debuted at the 2021 Digital Expo, the Q58, as well as the A4H20, the V3000 Plus, and the O11D Evo. As you can see here, the A4H20, which I'm going to show you in a second, was made in collaboration with DanCase. Obviously, the H2O stands for the fact that you can put a 240 millimeter AIO water cooler in there, but we don't have release dates or pricing on any of this because they're simply prototypes at this point. But we do have now a Mortal Kombat trailer for the upcoming movie. I haven't chosen to watch it just because of the blood. I'm not a guy who enjoys gore, but we'll leave links in the video description in case you want to check out the trailer for yourselves. And Bungie has announced that they have plans to expand themselves like a bungee cord. Yes, committing to a non-Destiny game by 2025, but also doubling the size of their Bellevue, Washington headquarters so that they can support multiple project teams, including those outside of the Destiny universe. No word on what's going on with that external project. They haven't mentioned that it's what it's going to be at this point, but they are still reinforcing that they're going to commit to working on Destiny 2. And the company behind Fall Guys is announcing that it is coming out to the Xbox this summer, where we also got an announcement that it's coming out to the Nintendo Switch at Nintendo's Direct announcement yesterday, as well as a few other announcements. We're not going to go through all of them here, but some of the key notes are the new Xenoblade characters that are going into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Golf, as well as Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Remaster, and Splatoon 3, as well as Project Triangle Strategy, which is supposed to be like a spiritual successor to Project Octopath. Or Octopath Travelers, rather. So that was the hot news for the week, my friends. Why don't you check out yesterday's episode of Hot News right there. You can check out the rest of the hot news in case you missed any of it earlier this week here in this playlist over here. Only the hottest news for you, my friends. I've been Brett, your host, and I will catch you in the second episode later today. Cheers. Yes.